In every missing persons case, there is a moment, a single point in time where someone steps out of the frame of their own life and is never seen again. Some of these stories dominate headlines. Others fade quietly into the background, leaving families to search alone. Tonight, we bring three of those stories back into the light. Three people, three disappearances, three mysteries that still haunt the ones who love them. This is Unforgotten Chronicles, and these are the cases of Nancy Snow, Dan O'Neill Baker, and Paige Coffey. Let's begin. Case 1, Nancy Snow. In 1980, 44-year-old Nancy Snow was living a full life of movement, ambition, and purpose. A mother of three, a world traveler, a political organizer with connections across Washington. She was vibrant, social, and fiercely devoted to her daughters. But in November of that year, Nancy vanished. She had just returned from political campaign work and attended a private party. According to the house sitter staying in her home, Nancy left with a mysterious man known only as Captain J. He claimed she was going to crew a yacht, but Nancy left behind her passport, her clothes, her personal belongings, everything she would need for international travel. What most people don't know is that in the weeks before, Nancy confided in friends that she felt someone was watching her. She brushed it off, but her daughters never forgot it. And the house sitter? He was the man who claimed she left with Captain J. Wasn't someone Nancy trusted. He wasn't even someone Nancy hired directly. He was a last-minute recommendation from an acquaintance, someone she had met only once. Inside her home, investigators found something strange. A suitcase partially packed, but left unzipped, as if Nancy had started preparing for a trip and then suddenly stopped. And while the house sitter insisted she left that night, a neighbor reported seeing Nancy's car leaving her driveway early the next morning. That is a detail that never made headlines. Even the forged check he wrote carried two different handwriting styles. Was he working alone, or was he working with someone else? Nancy's daughters have spent decades searching for answers. Nobody, no confirmed sightings, no trace of this Captain J, just a woman who walked out of a party and into a mystery that has lasted for more than 40 years. Case 2, Dan O'Neill Baker. In June 2021, 44-year-old Dan O'Neill Baker was preparing for one of the most important days of his life, his daughter's wedding. He was excited. He was proud. And he promised he would be there. But on June 10th, something went terribly wrong. Dan's motorcycle broke down outside of Missoula, Montana. He accepted a ride from a stranger and borrowed a phone to call his girlfriend. He sounded frustrated, but calm. He said he had lost his wallet. He said he was trying to get home. He called again later from a different borrowed phone, and then nothing. During one of his final calls, Dan told his girlfriend he could see lights. Lights he believed were from a nearby town. But the direction he described had no town in it at all. Just open fields. The stranger who gave him a ride that night was never publicly identified. No sketch, no follow-up. Just a nameless figure who appeared once in the timeline, and then just disappeared. Search dogs later traced Dan's scent into a narrow alleyway near the university. And then it stopped. A clean cutoff. The kind that usually means one thing. He got into a vehicle. His motorcycle was found with the keys still in the ignition. Something his family said he would never do. And when his wallet turned up near the campus, it still held all his cards, but no cash. Dan's disappearance is a maze of small clues and unanswered questions. A man trying to get home who somehow vanished in the middle of a city. Vanished in the middle of a city. Case 3, Paige Coffey. "27-year-old Paige Coffey was creative, stylish, and full of ambition. She designed clothes, she studied fashion, and she loved her family very deeply. But on May 7th, 2019, Paige was seen for the last time. Surveillance footage captured her at Home Depot in Bracknell, Ohio, with her ex-boyfriend. She bought brake fluid and a candy bar. Nothing unusual. Nothing alarming. But after that, Paige stopped responding to her mother. That was something she would never do. In the weeks before she vanished, Paige confided in a friend that she felt unsafe. She didn't say why. She didn't name anyone. She just said she didn't feel right. On the Home Depot footage, Paige walked slightly behind her ex, not beside him. A small detail, but one her family found deeply unsettling. Her car was later found parked perfectly straight. But Paige, according to her mother, always parked slightly crooked because of depth of perception issues. It was a tiny inconsistency, but one that raised huge questions. Her phone's final ping wasn't near the store. It was near a private marina, a detail rarely mentioned in public records. And that same night, a witness reported seeing a woman who looked like Paige sitting in a car, crying. The lead was never confirmed, but it has haunted her family ever since. Paige's family continues to fight for answers. Her mother says she feels her daughter is still out there, somewhere. But as of today, Paige remains missing. Three people, 3 different lives, 3 disappearances that still echo through the families and communities they left behind. Nancy Snow, Dan O'Neill Baker, Paige Coffey. Their stories may not dominate headlines, but here on Unforgotten Chronicles, they will never be forgotten. If you have any information about these cases, contact the local authorities or the appropriate tip lines. And if you want more stories like this, subscribe, share, and help bring awareness to the missing. Until next time, stay safe, stay aware, and remember, every missing person deserves to be unforgotten.